Salute everybody. This is Lawrence D. Adams, and I am here in motion. If you're listening, let me see the comments, see where we get going. This is Lawrence D. Adams. I am live, as they would say, and direct, right here, right now. Shout out to everyone. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. The thinking class is in motion right now. Let get everything loose right here. Shout out to everyone that's listening, watching. I'm actually driving. About to get to a destination I can get to where I need to go. If you're watching me, we're going to talk about today about the real game, how a man stands out from the crowd, how a man stands out from the crowd. So I want to definitely talk about that today. If you're listening, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and that if you want the consultation, one-on-one consultation with me, make sure you get that. But definitely, this is Lawrence D. Adams. I'm in the car right now, so let me get to where I need to go, and then we will talk. But I got to share today how important it is for a man. Oh shoot, I didn't go down the floor, go down further now. How a man needs to stand out from the crowd. How a man needs to stand out from the crowd. Too many men just blend in and get along to get along, and what happens is they become almost invisible men because they have not figured out the importance of standing out from amongst the crowd. And it's more than just what you wear. Let me cut this off. It's more than what you wear. It's more than what you say. It's who you are. So I need to definitely talk about that today. How a man needs to stand out from the crowd. Too many men are just blended in. They're being blended in. They wonder why the game don't work. It's because they do not stand out from the crowd. Let me see if I can see the comments or whatever the case may be. Okay, here we go. They don't stand out from the crowd. So I'm gonna repeat it again. So I'm gonna say it at the beginning here. You know, today I put on my suit, my bow tie today, and actually got out amongst the people. Let me say it again. I got out amongst everyone. Let me adjust my camera 1 second. There we go. And I got out amongst the people, and I noticed something with me being out here with my bow tie on, my suit, shoes matching, everything on point. How people treated me completely different. How people treated me completely different because I was dressed not like the ordinary person, but I was dressed like I own the company or I was owning a business. And I realized a lot of men do not, in their day-to-day interactions in life, or when they going out somewhere, they do not stand out from amongst the crowd. They are prone to blend in and look like everyone else. Now, I'm not saying for you to go out there looking like a clown, but I am saying for you to go out there and look like you own the place. And I'm not saying for you to get a bow tie and to get a suit like me, but it's something about the aura of a man who realized that he stands out from among the crowd. And most men are afraid to do it. You know why most men are afraid to do it? Because they're so caught up in blending in and catching on to what everybody else is doing. Let me see these comments right quick. And so what separates a man from everyone else? His ability to stand out from amongst the crowd. His ability to stand out from amongst the crowd. To actually his whole aura says, I'm different. I am somebody. I can do some things. I'm telling you, the reason why the real game don't work with you guys, because you have not determined in your mind that you need to stand out from amongst the crowd. You look like everyone else. You're doing like everybody else is doing, and you're not standing out from amongst the crowd. I'm not saying that, like I said, I'm not saying get a bow tie. I'm not saying getting suited and booted like I am. But I am saying is, what are you going to do to stand out from amongst the crowd? It's those who stand out from amongst the crowd who actually win in life. Those who blend in, who are just sheep, will never, ever be able to lead sheep. Make sure I got my banners up. There we go. Thinking class. So I want to definitely, if you're in the comments, let me know, leave a comment. I need to show because I'm actually driving and I want to make sure I keep our eyes on the road. But it's something when a man stands out amongst the crowd. Don't tell me nothing about your height. Don't tell me nothing about your weight. Don't tell me nothing about that. Yes, you need to have, shout out to Ron Wills, you got to have the body game together. I'm off. You got to do that. Okay, cuz you coming out. But what you got to realize, the man who stands out above the crowd, he actually gets things that other people do not. Like I said today, I got up, sister came over, my nieces. I said, let me put my suit on and my bow tie. Let me put everything on. Let me make sure I got my cologne on. Let me put my stunner frames on. Let me make sure my shoes are shined, my bow tie is tight. Why? Because I realized I needed to stand out from amongst the crowd. Okay, let's see what's going on. Okay, I'm trying to see here. Chat, there we go. This separates you from everyone else. I kid you not. I got stopped. People looked at me. Hi, how are you? You're sharp. You look good. Okay, great. Yes, I was suited and booted, but that's not it. The suited and booted is just one part of it. The real thing is when you realize that I stood out amongst the crowd. That's the real game. You get preferential treatment when you stand out from amongst the crowd. People deal with you different because first they don't know who you are, but you begin to stand out from amongst the crowd. And so the standing out from amongst the crowd first starts within. If you commented, let me know because I can't see not one comment, and I'm trying to make sure I acknowledge the people who are commenting. But this is the difference. So we can talk game, we can talk dress and things like that, but the thing that separates you is your ability to stand out amongst the crowd. The reason why some of y'all don't get no women ain't looking at you, because you look like just every other guy. You have not tapped into your own personal style. You have not owned that this is how you move. This is how you dress. This is how you carry yourself. You have not tapped in of owning who you are. You have not tapped into that this is who I am. So you see me, I mean, the sun is in the way, but my point is, I really want you to get this. The only difference is I made up my mind today, this decision that I'm going to own the room. I hope you catch what I'm saying. I made a decision today that I was going to own the room. That means everywhere I went, I was going to run. I was going to look like I owned the place and I was in charge. Men who stand out from amongst the crowd. I'm going to say it again so you get it. They get preferential treatment. People treat them and deal with them completely different. Actually, people want to be around men. Let me say this for the men. They want to be around men because they want to be around a person that they perceive is a winner. This is why I'm saying the man stands out among the crowd. People want to be around a man, especially a man who is a winner. They don't want to be around a person that's losing. So a lot of you men are dressing and carrying yourself like a loser. Let me say that again. A lot of you men are carrying and walking around like you are a loser. You are not standing out from amongst the crowd. You're actually blending in. You're walking, you're talking, the way you articulate your words, you're walking and then moving like a loser. No one wants to be around a loser. Everyone wants to be around a winner. When the Cleveland Cavs in my city of Cleveland won the championships, everybody came here to be around LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers because they won a national championship. Because they wanted to be around winners. They stood out amongst the crowd. This is what separates men. This separates the men from the boys. This separates you from amongst all the other men. No one wants to be around a loser. They want to be around a winner. Do you have that winner mindset, and do you have that winner mentality? Some of y'all look and dress and carry yourself, and your comments say that you ain't about this life. You don't really want it because you're not trying to be a winner. If you're going to stand out from amongst men, you got to realize I can't be ordinary. Actually, let's take it another level because it just came to me. You got to realize that you are a God amongst men. That does not mean you treat people wrong or that you look down on people, but you realize that your God consciousness, that I am a God amongst men. And a lot of men, and I'm gonna say it again, we talked about worth and about your value, but a lot of men don't stand out. They blend in. And because they blend in, they don't get the treatment that they want. So if you want to make a difference, not the people around you life, but your life, begin to stand up and be and realize, oh, I can't be ordinary. Too many men are settling in and being ordinary, regular Joes. Well, I might as well just do what everybody else is doing. What it's even worth. You got to realize I got to be extraordinary. And I'm not mean extraordinary that you come with bling and doing all like that. I mean the extraordinary exudes from inside of you out. And a lot of men are afraid to do that. You know why? Because they've been pushed down, beat down. If they told they're going to do it, they're going to think their friends going to be jealous, their mama going to hate them, whatever the case may be. You got to realize if you're going to stand out from among men, you got to be extraordinary. What do I mean extraordinary? You got to do things that other people do not do. You got to read different things that other men don't read. You got to go where other men don't go. You got to dress like other men don't dress. Why? Because you got to stand out amongst the men, other men. I'm telling you, the world will not celebrate an ordinary man. Let me say that again. The world will not celebrate an ordinary man. They're not going to do it. They will look over you, pass you up. You're just a regular guy. Why should I even listen to you? And a lot of you guys want people to congratulate you and handshake you, but you do not stand out at all. Matter of fact, you fit in too much. You have not found the group of extraordinary men. Peace, good to see you. You have not decided that I will not be like what I seen when I was a kid. I will not allow my environment to dictate who I should be. I'm going to stand out from amongst men. Thank you. Good to see you, brother. This is what separates. This is the real game. A woman, y'all want the game about the women. A woman wants a man that looks like a winner, smells like a winner, talks like a winner, acts like a winner. By himself, he's a winner. In the closet, when he's by himself, he's a winner. Why? That's what makes him stand out amongst men. Most guys, I'm telling you, I've seen it. I've been there. They don't stand out. They look like everybody else. You want to stand out amongst men? Become extraordinary. You got to do something that other men are not doing. You got to go where other men are not going. You got to try foods that other men are not trying. You got to expand your palate, your mental palate, and how you do. Oh, I like that. How do you start without the income of a winner? You start without the income of a winner by first working on your mentality. The winner doesn't start when he crossed the line. A winner does not start when he gets the gold medal. The winner starts when he made up his mind that I'm going to get in the gym and I'm going to do something that no one else is going to do. Michael Jordan was not made when he got the shoes. Jordan was made when he decided that I'm going to be above what everyone else is doing. That's the difference. People want extraordinary men. They want men who stand out. The world is crying out for the men who have a voice, who has a look, who has a sound, who has the creativity, who stand out from amongst everyone else. Like I said, I'm dressed today. I got my bow tie. I got my double-breasted suit, shoes matching, hair cut, beard on fleek. Why? Because I had to stand out from amongst men. Too many of you men compromise yourself because you want to fit in. You need to find a group of men who's going to push you to be extraordinary. You need to find a group of men who's going to push you to be extraordinary. Too many of you guys settle for too much. And the reason why I can fuss and say something about it because it's been me. But you settle for too much. You settle when it comes to your relationships. You settle when you come to women. You settle when you come to eating. You settle when you come to your income. You settle when you come to your shoes. You settle every way. You settle too much. You're too satisfied too quickly. No man who stands out from among the crowd becomes satisfied that quickly. They don't do it. They don't do it. They don't do it. You got to say, I cannot stay at this position and be extraordinary and stay and expect for me to stand out from among the crowd. Let me see what you said or I get to the stoplight. Yep, our character and our integrity are what we should be defined by. Yes. But you want to stand out from amongst the crowd? Yeah, you need to have integrity. You need to have character. And you just stand out from amongst the crowd. This the thing. I think a lot of guys are afraid to stand because they don't want to deal with the ridicule. They don't want to deal with the jealousy. They don't want to deal with the rejection. But I'm here to tell you, the world will congratulate you because you stood out from amongst the crowd. Think of Michael Jackson said, forget this, I'm going to stick with my brothers, and it's going to be the five of us, and we're going to be the Jackson 5. That's it. But he said, I can't do that. My creativity says I can't sit here. I got to be the best. I got to be the king of pop. How dare Michael Jackson even call himself the king of pop? You got to stand out from amongst the crowd. Jay, The man is here. John, as soon as I get to this thing, dude, you got to come up, man. You got to stand out from amongst the crowd. How you going to win when you ain't right within? Lauren Hill, telling you. How do you do this? Shoot, I would come to a light right now. Jono's, yeah, you can't be, most guys are too, I know I was. And I gotta say, no, I am not going to live. I am not about to stay around and be just waiting on just being right here. Everything okay? No, 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 no. So let me stop right quick somewhere because I want to make sure I invite the J Master here. Shout out, thank you so much for the cash app right there. Appreciate that. Post a comment. There we go. I had to pull over to do it. I'll make sure my safety is important. There you go, John, man. Just let me know when you roll up. Most guys are too satisfied. I know I have been too satisfied with life. What makes you stand out from the crowd is when you embrace who you are. When you embrace your uniqueness, when you embrace your giftedness, when you embrace your creativity, when you embrace that you are not like anyone else. This is what makes a man stands out from amongst the crowd. What makes you stand out from the crowd was when you are not bothered by rejection. When you are not moved by rejection. When you're not moved by people approving you. When you are not moved if they like you or don't like you. This is what makes you stand out from amongst the crowd. I think this is the turn I need to make. Man, I think this is. Hopefully it is. This is what separates me. I'm telling you. The world is crying out for men to stand out from amongst the crowd. They're not looking for men who are going to be conformists, who are going to just go along to get along. Hey, I'm just going along to get along. I'm your friend. No, they're looking for men who are going to stand out amongst the crowd. I'm telling you, I kid you not. I walked through the hospital today with this bow tie on. They looked at me and people were stopping me. Hi, how are you? Hi, you look sharp. You look good. Hey, I don't. Everybody wanted to speak to me. You know why they wanted to speak to me? Because I stood out from amongst the crowd. How dare this black man with a beard, with a bald head, come around here looking like a fresh glass, fresh water? Because he stood out from amongst the crowd. I'm going to get somewhere and park as soon as I find this location. I think I passed it up. This is you got to make it your mind as we come into this November. I am not about to be like everybody else. I'm not talking about you being some weirdo and you being some looking like a clown and doing all kind of crazy stuff. I'm talking about you really embrace that you are not like everyone else. Prince and Michael Jackson are two different people. But what they did was they embraced their creativity that they will stand out from amongst the crowd. Let me just do this because this will be easier. Because I'm about to be driving around in a circle. There's some nice houses right there too. So I think about this, man. Think about this. The reason why the world is passing you up, the reason why the world has passing you up, because you have not stood out from amongst the crowd. The reason why the world is treating the way treating you is because you have not got off of your butt and decided to do something. Let me read these comments. The difference between regular water and spring. Thank you. And this goes back to Wednesday teaching. When you stand out from amongst the crowd, you get a different quality of value. Yes, be less reactive and show through the actions of your character and integrity. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, you got, and this is just the thing. Yes, you need to be dressed. Yes, you need to be suited and booted. But you realize that how you stand out from amongst the crowd is it's an inward work. What's going on? What's going on, Rick Ross? Good to see you. No one wants to be around a loser. And too many people on these manosphere as a bunch of losers. Bunch of losers, and they're a bunch of haters, and they are stuck on themselves. They're arrogant. They have no integrity. They are full of themselves. I'm saying it. Too many of these men. And don't tell, and you want to stand out from amongst the crowd, I'm going to say something else. Let me say something else. Another reason why a lot of men on these platforms are not winning, because they don't stand from amongst the crowd, but yet they want women. They secretly hate women. Thank you so much. Get out of your femininity, gentlemen. How are you going to say you want woman, you want to be with somebody, but you secretly go on different websites and different podcasts and you hate women? You're not going to stand out from amongst the crowd. Uh-oh. 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 Jono, what's going on, bro?
You hear me okay?
Yeah, I hear you. It's coming through my car.
Okay. What's going on, brother?
Man, it's going on. Man, you know I'm lit up today because you know how many men do not stand up, that they don't stand out from amongst the crowd, but they on these YouTube channels crying and whining and moaning.
Maybe because it's just a safe place.
Oh,
It's a safe place not to stand out.
oh my God!
Let everybody,
Come on,
take their hits, and you think you're gonna learn from example, but guess what? That example ain't your experience. You will never have your own.
right? It's man, it bothers me because I know how I was when I didn't want to stand out from amongst the crowd. I wanted to be blend in and be. You think about our past life. It was easy to what? Stand in the crowd, don't take any hits, go under the radar. It's only when you and I decided to jump ship to say, well, I can't stand amongst the crowd. I can't do it anymore. Can't do it anymore.
No, it's true. You want to have the best experience of you. You have to then perform.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going to perform, what's going to happen is life is going to teach you the way it's going to teach you, and you may not be happy with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm telling you.
You're not going to be
I,
happy with what life gives you. You're supposed to. You're not going to. People say, "Oh, give me a chance." No, it's take chances.
right. Yeah. And a lot of men, I've been guilty. I'm be the first one to say it. I'm not wanting to take a chance because I wanted to know where the safety net was,
Yeah.
and there was no safety net.
The safety net is your letting your friend talk to the girl first. Your safety net is waiting for somebody to approach you first. you know
Right.
it's 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 all safety, and then what happens is you don't actually build up the confidence to be proactive.
Hmm. Yeah.
You're waiting for a raise. You don't ask for one.
Mm. Come on.
You really think that there's really a time for a raise every year? Some people don't get a raise in 10 years, so they never ask for it.
Right.
Some people don't know their value.
Ah,
That's why you don't
Wednesday.
move.
There it is. Wednesday. That was Wednesday's teachings about knowing your value. Yeah,
How
you
you
don't know
gonna?
your value.
How can you prove to yourself that you have value if you don't step
Mm.
out?
Mm. Mm. That right there. And this,
If you,
John, we talked about this behind the scenes.
mm-hmm.
How can you? How can you? How can you? Oh shoot! I went to a dead end. How can you be on these social media streets, want women, but on here spewing that you hate women? How can you stand out amongst the crowd with that? I don't understand it. It's the
Well, that's the
sickening
thing.
thing.
Maybe they don't want. Maybe they don't want to. I'm not gonna say they don't want a woman, but they don't want a woman now.
No, they do not.
If you go buy a penguin suit and you look like every other penguin, what happens is you won't stand out.
Mm-hmm. At all.
It wasn't never meant to be.
Correct.
You have
So,
to you
Jono.
have to
Mm-hmm.
you have to go reach out. It's like almost like we talked about when it comes to faith. You have to reach out in the dark and grab something that's not tangible and pull it in. That's a practice that you have to do when it comes to standing out.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely have to give yourself a chance to see what you're made of. And you can't do that unless you open your mouth.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm about to ask you a question. So for
Okay.
you, what made you stand out from amongst everybody else?
It was usually it was my talent. I when you got a certain anointing, it
Mm-hmm.
speaks for itself in a way. Like when I stand out, I make observations, and then my observations turn into recommendations.
Mm.
Right? You've seen that firsthand.
Yeah, I did.
And when I start making recommendations from my observations, what happens is people start to see that there's some other angle to what is their result. They start saying, "Oh, well, you know what? I didn't think of that. Oh, I did not perceive that particular thing." And then that's where my value begins to really flourish. But it is
Mm-hmm.
based on the foundation of someone else's establishment. I've
Mm-hmm.
always made changes and upgrades to other people's setups. You know what I'm saying?
Mm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Always. And because you made them stand out, it made you stand out.
Right. It's a skill. It's a
Yes.
skill that, you know, it's a skill to improve. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Some
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you have stood out and now you don't stand out as much anymore. To get somebody to come in and observe what could change you and upgrade you is a skill.
Yeah. 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 I think one of the daily thing is when we be comfortable, when we cannot take the criticism that we need to change and that we need to upgrade when someone comes in with the skill set to do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And
That's how you stand out. The way you stand out is recognizing that the previous version of you is not as productive and it is not giving you the result you expect right now. That expectation of a result is your inner self, your inner consciousness telling you, hey, I want more.
yeah.
I don't really recommend staying in this place. And that
Hmm.
frustration should really be the energy to have you want to stand out.
Mm, mm. You said something right there. You know what it is? You said something right there. Many times we misplace our frustration that's being built up inside of us and redirect it in the wrong direction.
Yeah. And it's because you don't have results. If you don't
Mhm.
push yourself to act and push yourself to get to the next level, you will not actually move out of that old comfort zone. It's comfort, but it's not true happiness. When we talked about that before,
Mhm.
it's a false sense of security. That old comfort zone is just stagnant. Okay, it's pool water, it's puddle water that you can't move with. You want to get to the shore where you can now move more freely and more with more intent, and you can go further.
Mhm.
Okay, don't stay
Mhm.
stuck in the wading pool. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. I know, dude. I've done it. I've done it before. I've stood and still waiting for. And sometimes, oh, that made me think of a scripture. Sometimes we waiting for others to pull us in the pool when we could have for a miracle when we should have put ourselves in the pool to make something happen.
Yeah, it's
Make
pretty
sure I get
simple.
it.
And we
Mhm.
always say, oh, there's
You hear
certain
me?
kinds of people. Some people are old. I can hear you. Okay. Some people are, they have the ability to, lead, and then you want to follow the leader. And other people are the followers, and they end up knowing, they got to figure out who the right leader is. And what we have to really make a decision on is your inability to lead will get you in a situation where you probably might be led down the wrong road,
Mm.
and that it requires you to step out.
Hmm.
You step out and advocate for yourself. That's the whole
Yeah,
point.
yeah. And I think a lot of men are afraid to advocate for themselves for some odd, well, for a lot of reasons. I don't want to say for some odd reasons, but they're afraid to advocate for themselves, and then they get mad because the world don't give them what they want. What is the reason why? You too satisfied. You too full on what you ate yesterday and not realize you gotta. What's the thing you told me? You gotta go kill your. What was that? That analogy you gave about killing what? Killing what you eat. Remember that analogy you was given
Uh,
about killing?
your phone got low right now.
Okay, can you hear me?
I think your audio changed
It did. Can you hear me now?
a little better.
All right. I don't have the whatchamacallit with me. It went low.
Can you
I'll
set
go
your
back
audio
and
to your earpiece, maybe?
yeah. Let me check.
Because you sound very low now.
Audio. Yes, it's connected to the iPod. I don't know why it's running low. I'll go back to. I'll go to microphone. You hear me now?
A little better.
Is that better? I'll go back to the
Just a
car.
little better. I would ask the audience, see if they can hear you.
Yeah. So I.
It drops for me, so it's like it's not really as loud as it was before.
Yeah, I'll go back to the car. Sounds fine over here. Okay. I'm gonna go back to the car. There we go. Ah, there we go. Oh, get back into the car. There we go. Sounds great over here. Oh no, I went back to the car. Can you hear me now? It's gonna connect.
It didn't change over yet. Let me see. I'm gonna
Oh,
turn
1
mine up. I
second.
think I can turn mine up.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Oh, yeah. Definitely hear you better. Yeah.
Okay, I went back to the car. Looking good. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. And the reason why I did this show is because of something happened today. Day of my mother's retirement, I said, let me put my suit on, put my suit and bow tie on. I said, you know what? I realized people start greeting me. You look nice. How are you? Well, who are you? And I realized what is it? It's not the dress. Okay, it can be the dress. It's part of that. Because I can have on the best clothes and still not get the same attention. It's when I had the intent, when I have the mindset that I have to stand out from amongst the crowd. And I think a lot of men do not have that mindset or that willingness to stand out from amongst the crowd. They rather blend in and be accepted by everyone else then step out there, like you said, in faith, and be that man who said, "This is the way to go. Follow me." I know I said a
Yeah.
lot of that.
Well, we prey on that. Think about it. A lot of people that are influencers prey on your inability to lead. I'm going to lead you down a road that makes me get likes and shares and views, and really doesn't help you.
Yeah. I had to talk offline. I had a phone call last night. That's all I'm gonna say. I had a phone call last night. I'm gonna say it in such a way where they don't know who I'm talking about. But y'all watch who give you content on these social media streets, because everything you see ain't real.
Oh yeah, I could see the clickbait. I could see the gaslighting. I could see a lot of stuff going on. And you know what? I really don't have an opinion about it because I understand everybody got to get their money. But at the same
Yeah.
time, don't be fooled. Don't be fooled by the game. You know what I'm saying? We keep saying the real game is the mental jujitsu happening to you.
Yeah. That's exactly it. Woo! I'm here to tell you. I'm trying to put this battery on there. There we go. Yeah, baby. And so that's why it's so important when you see men like us with wisdom, experience, who are authentic, who actually shares our failures, that we don't get it all together, that we have a level of success. This is who you need to be listening to.
I mean, this year has
Trust me.
been very challenging for me. But you know what? My successes or reward, you would say, is all coming from having a very tough time. It's not supposed to be comfortable sometimes. It's supposed to be tough because if my goal is to get to happiness, then I got to get out of the comfort zone. And getting out of the comfort zone means literally being uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
But the real
Mm-hmm.
goal is happiness. It's not comfort.
Right.
I know for a fact. I got four high schoolers right now simultaneously. 4 high schoolers. I got to think about car insurance. I got to think about driver's ed. I got to think about a lot of things I have to think about last year. I got 2 children literally in the same year doing driver's ed, and the third one is going to be doing it in January. That's not only 2 months away. I'll have 3 drivers by March. Now you think about
Right.
insurance, you think about vehicles. I don't want them driving my car. I don't want them driving my
You
truck.
got that right.
So I got to think about a whole new plan here.
No.
I got to think about getting Model 3 Teslas, you know what I'm saying? Something that keep my kids safe on the road. I got to think about getting
Right.
the beat up Civic, you know what I'm saying? I got to think about getting maybe the safe SUV. You know, I'm going to have to buy all 3 at the same time because of the personalities of my
Mm-hmm.
children. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Now, if you have
Yeah.
a regular mindset and you're going to wait for life is going to hand you 3 new cars and a insurance policy to pay for them for teenagers, you have to go out there and go get it.
Yeah. But look what you just said. By you thinking like that and you thinking about your teenagers that way, 4 teenagers, you are standing above the crowd of a lot of fathers.
Yeah, but that's the thing. I don't want to wait for something to happen to me. So if I don't go figure out the vehicle situation, one of them might take it upon themselves in their own curiosity. Oh, I'm gonna go drive my friend's car. Oh, or I'm gonna go behind my dad's back and go try to take the car. You know what I'm saying? If I don't give them a plan, how are they gonna work something out successfully? I got to give
Right.
you the plan. So I tell you, hey,
Right.
listen, why don't you guys start saving, putting your money away so that you can get that car. It may not be enough for the car itself, but maybe it's enough for a down payment. Maybe, get your job situation solidified where you're making more money so that when your insurance takes an impact in my policy, you could say that I could offset that with, this money right here. Think about their participation in the situation. You see what I'm saying? I think you dropped off, LDA. Okay, I think you're coming back now.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're right.
You gotta think about
That's
your
what's
participation.
Yeah, and
If,
that's the
if you hand them the car ain't never gonna last. You give that thing away, it ain't gonna work.
yeah,
You
yeah.
got to make them a part of the policy. You got to take them down to this to the lot, pick up that vehicle. You got to take them online, talk to the insurance agent. You have to go to the DMV and make sure they get their paperwork straight and show them the whole plan. You got to do the whole thing. That's for me. That's me being proactive and what you were just saying, standing out, because a lot of people won't do that.
Nah,
It's funny,
dude.
and I don't want no extra credit for it. What I'm trying to tell you is that's what you're supposed to do. To be extraordinary is to go above that.
That's the difference right there. That was the word right there. If we were to say any word right there, what's going to make you extraordinary? We have too much common, too much people being common. Everybody want to dress alike, talk alike, move alike. Want to talk about women alike. What's going to make you stand above that? I don't. I'm at the place now. I feel like cooking. I don't know. I don't feel like cooking now, but I'm at the place now where I want to put so much fire under your behind thinking class that you not come over here and be ordinary.
Yeah. Some of y'all have children. Some of y'all have, and you don't realize some of y'all are passive in their life. Some of you are hands-on helicopters, but others are passive. And you don't realize that rearing is not just going to be them trying to figure it out on their own. It's also going to be a situation where they're going to act just like you in their own family.
Mm-hmm.
And you
Mm-hmm.
need to stand out. You need to stand out and become the leader and the example.
Right.
And it's not to push down any other leadership role in your house. You may be with your significant other raising a family, or you may be
Mm-hmm.
single on your own. It doesn't matter. You still have to stand out. You still have to be the kind of person that's the example for who you're bringing up in this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm, I'm,
Thank you.
I was told recently, hey, you're a man's man. You got to be, you're probably a Republican. All these titles and stuff like that. And I was like, no, maybe I'm just a regular person trying to make sense out of life. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
I don't want to
Yeah.
identify with any particular title that's politically motivated. You know what I'm saying? I want
Yeah.
because I take care of my family, and I make sure you pull your own bootstraps up. Yeah, that may have a certain sway, but in the reality of the statement, I just want to win, like you just said. I want to win.
Yeah.
I want to win, and I don't want somebody to help me win. I do not want help
Thank you.
winning.
Right. Right. Right.
If I call you up and you give me a little nugget and you kind of help me get through something, that's us being brothers. You know what I'm saying? That's
Mm-hmm.
not you doing something for me. You know what I'm saying? If I give
Right.
you a little, something a little bird told me, and all of a sudden you take that and run with it, that's how life is supposed. Because you're winning, life's gonna give you those little birds in the air. Life's gonna give you all those little successful pills that get you into the door.
Right.
It'll open up. Life will hand you keys if they see you moving.
Thank you. That's the reason why a lot of men don't get the bird, don't get the keys, don't get the promotion, don't get the woman they want because they are stuck and not winning. What did you say about Lauren Hill? You can't. What was the quote again?
The quote is, you can't. How you gonna win if you ain't right within? I mean, that to me is so profound.
Yeah, it is.
You never, how you can't even get to the point where you can think about winning until you get your mindset right.
Yeah, yeah.
Get your mindset right. It to me, I had. I'm gonna be honest with you, LDA. I
Mhm.
had a multi-million-dollar problem. I had a multi-million-dollar problem, and I wanted to fix it, but it had nothing to do with money. it's really getting resolved. And y'all, that's why I looked at the comment that came up just as I was coming up. How you gonna, how you know, if I don't have the money at a winner has, how am I gonna be a winner? The problem is the money is the answer.
Mm-hmm.
The money is not the question. The money is the effect. The money is the result of your winning. You have the opportunity to look like money when you have already became it inside you, and then it expressed itself in monetary form.
Right.
So how are you gonna? You can't look like a doctor until you have tried to become one. You know what I'm saying? You can't look like a police officer till you've gone and gotten the training. Then you wear the uniform.
Right.
And that's what a winner is. A winner is an earned title. It's an earned promotion. Okay, the same way you went and got trained if you're a phone operator, the same way you got trained to answer phone and do customer service, you now can wear that shirt and it's in your resume. You earned it. Every one of you have a resume. Go look on your resume. You didn't get to those titles till you did that training. Somebody had to take time and pour into you and see value in you so that you can become those titles. So you should be proud of your resume and be proud of what you already accomplished and use that as the foundation and the platform to go forward.
Right.
You already are something. You just don't put value on it.
You all on Wednesday's teaching. You can't value. That's the problem. Why you can't stand amongst a crowd, amongst men in a crowd, is because you don't understand your intrinsic value as a man, as a woman, as anything that you're doing. You don't know your value.
Think about it. Some people don't know the value of the things they already have. Some people, I gotta go shopping so I can look good this weekend. Sometimes you need to go shopping in your own closet and go find the value right there because you ignored it. Somebody don't even have a light in your closet, and you don't realize that suit you ignored for so long, that one might be the moneymaker for your next project. Yeah. And even if it isn't a brand new suit, just like what you're doing right now, you got to practice by wearing one.
Right. You man. I kid you not.
If you're gonna be accepted, you gotta look the part.
Come on, man. Come on.
I didn't want to money if you don't get in interview mode. How you gonna track money?
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Sometimes, I got a bad habit of not washing my car sometimes. And you know what? Sometimes I feel like, I want to look like I have some value. I'm gonna go wash my car and then I'm gonna go down to this next meeting and I'm gonna park in front. I ain't gonna park in the back. You know what I'm saying? And just do it up, have my cigar, have my cutter, and I'll stand outside, when people when I want to network with some people and they come out for a cigarette, I already have my cigar in my hand and I'll start, vibing, all of a sudden strike up a conversation and then networking begins. You see what I'm saying? I struck up a conversation where a multi-million-dollar conversation early this week. The guy was, I talked to him about movie, production, investment, script writing, everything. I don't know jack about that, but I just said, I used my own skill set of evaluation and deduction, and I ended up in a conversation with an HBO director. And the guy took me out. He took me out. He was like, I just want to talk to you. I want to pick your brain. He said, it looked like you're a closer. You're a completer. You're a closer. He said, you know what? I got a bunch of ideas. I have a hard time closing. He said, let me just pick your brain on your evaluative process. Can you imagine that?
Right. See?
And at the end of the conversation, he's like, well, I want you on my team. Even though I know nothing about script writing, I don't know nothing about production. I don't know nothing about it. But I get on the team because of the evaluative and deduction process. Sometimes your participation is not clear, written in blue ink. Sometimes somebody got to feel you out and see your purpose based upon your results.
Correct. They dude, y'all better let me know. Y'all better get this. It's been a minute since it's been over 6 months. Me and John have been rocking like this. Y'all better get this wisdom right here.
You know
He
what?
stood.
I'm led by the Spirit. Okay,
Mm-hmm,
we talk all the
mm-hmm,
time. We talk all the time, even outside of here. But
mm-hmm.
I'm led by the Spirit, and when something gravitates, we got to address it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And it's crazy because I said, let me get my car. You know the consciousness. Let me get my car. I have my suit on. I'm dressed. I'm at the park, and my camera. You know my Mevo went down. It won't shut. It won't cut off. I said, do I stay there or do I go to the next level and go into the car and use my phone?
Yeah, you listen. Spirit always understands your purpose,
Hmm.
and it will always cooperate with your end result. I know it's a
Hmm.
little bit in that statement,
Go.
but you got to really understand that the equipment is not the problem. The problem is you
Mm.
finish it.
Oh my God.
The problem is you finish it. I got both my Mevos over here. I took my entire screen, everything down. Everything that you normally would see is gone. But I still felt led to keep a little setup here so I could still do what I do if I wanted to. I put my entire setup in another room in my house so I can be even more productive. And I'm trying some things with the Philips lights. I changed all my lights to Philips in this room now, so I can control the color and the intensity of the light. And now I don't need big forward lights. I just got the whole room done in Philips, and I can control the whole thing with my voice now. I wanted that level of control, but a little bit more comfort and just control my destiny when it comes to being productivity. You know what I'm saying? So in that sense and in that regard, that is something I made a choice to do, but I still felt led. Okay, I'm gonna try and I want to be a part of the thinking class as I always have. And if I want to jump on, I'll jump on. And the setup is still available for me to do that. I think you dropped off again, LDA. Let me see. You might have a connection issue, but like I said, we're all striving to get to the best version of ourselves. And what you got to do is just continue in your own personal request. Don't make compromises. Okay. I know I have a friend that, she was looking for work for a long time. Then she got the job. Then after she got the job, she didn't like the hours. She didn't like the hours. Then she didn't like the pay. She didn't like the supervision. She didn't like the actual task. But she kept striving, kept striving, kept striving until one day it worked out. It took a little while. It took a little while. A lot of people don't realize things, it took you a long time to get into your issue, but it's going to take you a little while to get out of that issue. Okay. And if you got to fine tune and sharpen your skills, you're going to have to wait that time because the universe is trying to work it out for you. God's trying to work it out for you. And what happens is when it does manifest, you will appreciate it more because it took a certain time to incubate. How long does it take for a mother to have a child? It takes 9 months. You're birthing destiny and greatness there. So it's going to take a while. Don't be upset at the time it takes to do something. Don't be upset at the timing that it takes to manifest and to birth something, because we all have. There's no time limit. There's no set time for the greatness that's coming out of you. But if you don't ever start, it won't. The time won't ever come.
Hmm. Yeah.
Nobody
Can
said
you hear me now?
you have to be a certain thing at a certain time. Yeah, I can hear you.
Mm-mm-mm.
I've been sitting in this seat in this room for 17 years, and I finally got. It took 17 years to get the place to look the way I want it to look. And you know what? It may change again, and I'm okay with that because I love the evolution of the human mind. I love
Mhm.
how it strives for perfection. It strives for refinement. You cannot just be stagnant with the same old thing.
Mhm.
And as long as you took the time to do the research, yes, the result will be worth the wait.
Mhm. Yeah. Telling you, man. People don't understand that in order, you said something that's very important. In order to stand up from amongst the crowd, it's not going to happen overnight, but it did
Mm.
start at night.
We have to be cognizant that the caterpillar, that before it becomes a butterfly, there's an incubation period. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you ain't gonna become the caterpillar overnight. No,
Mm-mm.
you know, even if you're a child, you're not gonna get to adulthood overnight. It's a process, and you will be forced into a childhood state or childlike state if you don't mature. You
Yeah,
have to mature. And some of y'all that
yeah.
have been waiting, you're waiting for maturity to come on you. No, you have to do the work. You have to soak up the lessons. You got to stay in the thinking class. You got to make sure that you absorb and retain and then proactively move in the essence of what you're being taught.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just a spectator, nothing's going to happen. It's
Whoa,
unfortunate.
whoa, whoa, whoa! You just said something. Shout out to Mr. Davidson. He paid for a 1 hour consultation. He paid for a 1 hour consultation, and this is real good. Glad I was good to see a Cleveland driver bus up. What's going up? What's going on, bro? He paid for a 1 hour consultation, and that was the last 1 hour consultation. He paid for it, and he got the results and the answers that he was looking for. But what did he do? He invested in himself first.
Yeah, the issue really is, and you got to ask yourself, you know, did the answers really come because you already had them, or did the answer come because he invested in himself?
Whoa, there it is. Talk about it.
That's the real mystery. Some of you have questions before you even came on this live, and all of a sudden you gravitate with the answers coming forth on the live. Why is that? It's not because we're super intelligent and we mysteriously got you joining the live. No, there's a spiritual connection happening right now, and it
Mm-hmm.
puts us together and emits the questions that will eventually become answers for you.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
simultaneously. It's happening simultaneously. The question and the answers come together. There's a statement that always been said. Oh, when the question's about to when the question's ready to be answered, the teacher will appear.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And we
right.
have to really be in acceptance of that.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm telling you, it was amazing because he for him to stand up, he realized he needed to invest in himself to stand out from above the crowd. He said, "Let me get that one-on-one. Let me get that one-on-one with you, LDA. Let me talk with you and get some things I couldn't say in the live or I couldn't get maybe in a group setting. He said, let me get that one. Let me get that one-on-one with you." Now his life is transformed because he got that one-on-one and he took time to invest in himself.
Just the fact that he paid attention, that's also on top of the session cost. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
You paid attention. If you paid
Yeah.
attention, that means you're focusing the actual time that's being spent at that moment for a result in your favor. It's a
Yep.
result in your favor.
Shout out to look Joe Blast putting
Joe,
putting
seen you
sit
forever. Joe
on
Blast.
there. That's what I'm talking about. I'm telling you, it make a difference. Anytime I needed to invest in, I listened to Jono. Listen what I'm telling you. I listened to Jono. He said, no, you need to get this equipment. You need to upgrade. I had to take my personal money and invest what into this thinking class to take it to the next level.
Yeah, and it has definitely been elevated.
Yeah.
I use you as an example when I'm talking to other people now. I say, oh, look at this this one production. I'm actually on this production, and I showed them all that you've accomplished on this particular platform with the back end, the production, and the lighting and everything. And what happens is you end up putting yourself in a position where now you're the example, as opposed to you being craving for what's to come. You end up being the example, and everybody wants to level up because of you. They don't have to have the same thing you have, but they're leveling it up because of you.
Right. That's standing out amongst the crowd or amongst men. That's the difference. That's the difference. And I've seen it repeatedly. I mean, this, I want you to catch really what really happened, because I think it might have went on your head. I realized that the production was not where it needed to be. I listened to someone who knew more than me,
Yeah.
who understand technology more than me.
You humbled yourself too. That's another thing. A lot of people don't realize they need to humble themselves to what they don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of staying in the land of uncertainty and saying, "Oh, well, I don't know. This is something that, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's going to be this. I don't know if it's going to be that." All that doubt does not give you any reason to move forward and get it done. Get rid of the doubt. Get rid of the reason why you think you should not do something, and try to get an intelligent answer on somebody who has done it, so that you could tell what steps to take to go and do it.
Yeah. Telling you. It's like the example we gave many times. I think it was the Alabama college. I don't remember what football team it was. Their quarterback was doing okay, but the following year they got him a quarterback coach. They won the championship by him just getting a person to teach him how to do what? He got a quarterback coach. Sometimes because he made that invest, the team made an investment in him, they won a championship. Sometimes the reason why you're not going to the next level, or you're not standing up amongst men, because you have not taken the time to invest in yourself. I'm so on that this year, because it's on me what I need to do to invest in myself.
And stop waiting. Stop waiting for something to happen to you. If you wait, life will pass you right by.
Yep.
5 years to go by. The whole COVID thing, whatever. 3 years don't pass by in a blink of an eye. It's going on 4 years. A blink of an eye, and some of y'all ain't done nothing since COVID. Some of y'all ain't. Some of y'all ain't try to buy a car. Some of y'all ain't try to get a new job. Some of y'all did not even buy new clothes. Some of y'all bought a bunch of gym clothes. You stay at home now. What you got to do is get out of that comfort zone, because it is deadly. It's deadly, and you won't find out till you're already knee deep in the quicksand.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say something else. I know you said something, but I'm gonna say something too. I know we gotta say it. Some of y'all ain't even got new drawers. Go get some new drawers. Go to Kmart, what's that, Walmart, whatever the case may be. Go, you take care. Get some new socks.
Yeah,
I have to say it. I have to say
it. It starts with something simple, like a pair of socks. It starts with something simple. You got to practice becoming a new you. It may be just as simple as going to the mirror, washing your face, and showing a clean version of yourself right as you look at it. That's a treatment right there.
Yeah.
You should be trying to become a new version of you just by washing your face. Some of you take these little mantras for granted. You should be doing certain personal treatments to better yourself, and it starts with self-care.
Self-care. That's why y'all see the bow tie today and me in a suit. Self-care. It's not the suit that. Go ahead.
You're reminding yourself that you are purposefully important and valuable.
Thank you. Get the words out of my mouth. Took the words out of my mouth. That's what's missing. You want to stand out amongst men, amongst everyone else? Self-care, investment in your mind. And one thing we do talk about here, investment in your spirituality.
Yeah. Yeah.
Say, is self-care a reflection of internal? Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you don't take care of yourself, people will tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Your friends will really tell you, but
Mm-hmm.
people will also tell you by staying away from you. They know you're not taking care of yourself.
Right. Yep. And yep, definitely. You know, just interesting. Shout out. Um, when my uncle was on a decline, he stopped taking care of himself.
Yeah. And that's the
He
thing.
started doing certain things.
You got to understand that self-care is like the barometer for whether
Mm-hmm.
you are mentally moving yourself in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 That's standing up amongst men. I'm gonna say something else too, because I had to watch it too. You can't your mental diet has to change if you're going to stand up amongst other people or stand up amongst the crowd. There's certain things I can't entertain anymore. Certain channels I can't watch. Certain content creators I can't watch. Especially after some things I heard last night. I'm like, oh, I would never go into that sector ever, 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 because my mental and my spiritual cannot. When not, if you listen to those things and digest those things, will keep me at a lower level, actually below the crowd, and actually below the crowd. So you got to watch your mental too and what you're entertaining.
You want to have an exercise? Get in your car and go around the block you live on, and then go around the block again, and then go around the block again, and then go around the block again. You're gonna show yourself how repetitive your actions are, even when you're watching YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
If you end up in the same place every time you went around the block, that means that you're not going anywhere. So you need to
Mm-hmm.
change your content, change your experiences, and change your input, change how you're being stimulated. That way you'll get a different result.
Right. Right. Right.
Because you could already tell, wait, John just told me to get in my car and drive around the block. Yeah, that seems kind of redundant and repetitive, but you're doing it every day when you click.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. If you constantly, let me give you a good example. If you constantly listen to content that's degrading and berating women, or let me say it a little bit simpler because I got in trouble because of that. If you constantly listen to content that talk about the hurt and the mistrust of women, you're in the wrong channel. This ain't for you.
Yeah, because even if you are, you even if that is your story, don't you want it to be different? Don't you want
Right.
to be don't you want to be taken out of that terrible place? Don't you want to be put on the right path for success?
Yeah.
Why would you want to stay at the funeral? You know, the funeral ends for a reason.
Uh,
Some of y'all staying at the funeral of your last bad disaster in your life.
mm,
You close the
that's
door,
good right there.
you don't pay the funeral director, but you still standing in the graveyard. You need to get out of that graveyard of your past experience and just get on the path for new success and new experience.
Right. Woo.
Somebody
Yeah,
love telling their story. You know what? That's the people standing in the graveyard. People love telling their story. Oh, a man did this to me. Oh, a woman did this to me. Oh, this is such a bad thing, and men and this and men that. That's you standing in the graveyard of your own misery.
mm, mm.
When you could be telling a new story about how you met this person in an unlikely place, and we had an unlikely conversation, and led to an extraordinary experience in my life. But no, you still standing in the past talking about what you believe in. That's a
Mm.
graveyard. That's a mental graveyard. And some of y'all need to
Jeez.
become groundskeepers. Y'all just go wear some green overalls and buy a sickle and a backhoe and just manage the graveyard because that's all you're doing.
Yep. Might as well become a funeral director.
You know what I'm saying? Learn embalming techniques. You know what I'm saying? Because You absolutely have not decided to get out of your situation and move into the new light of your success.
Yeah, dude, definitely. So many men and women are stuck they're still they got the funeral music going. They got the people crying. Oh my God, they did me wrong. She left me. He left me. And they're all this crying and whining.
Take all those bad experiences, and you're supposed to lay it down. Lay it down on the
Mm-hmm.
floor and step on it. Those were steps in your life, and you're supposed to step on it and step up. You still carrying it. You're still carrying it like an anvil or anchor from a ship. You still carrying it. And life is saying you don't need to carry that stuff. You need to absolutely step on it and step up.
Shout out to John the W for the Cash App. I don't got no thing to go. Shout out to John the W. Appreciate it. Wow, this good. He says, stuck in the cemetery, walking among the tomb. Wow. You got to stand out from among the crowd. The crowd is stuck at the graveyard. Content creators are stuck at the graveyard. YouTubers, Instagrammers, anybody, they stuck at the graveyard. They have not given you life. They keep feeding you dead worm things that is dying.
It's like the funeral that won't end.
Right. Right.
You ain't the dead one. The person that's dead is in the casket. They keeping the funeral music going because you got right. They want that funeral to be the most expensive funeral ever.
Mm-hmm.
And you're paying with your views and your likes and your shares. You're trying to bring more and more and more attention to the funeral when really you need to just go within and breathe new life into yourself and go out there and be somebody.
Woo!
I stopped posting a lot of stuff on social media. I'm like, what am I doing? What am I broadcasting my life up on social media? I need to go live this life. I'm not going to document it for you. Nobody's going to write a documentary to all my posts. Nobody's going to do that. I'm going to live my life. I got to live it.
Right.
I am not going to sit here and post. I stop my daughter sometimes. We go get takeout. She wants to start taking pictures. I said, listen, live the moment. Yeah. Live in this moment. People will be jealous of you because they know that they did not, that you did not document that moment. They'll be jealous because you had a moment that they never had. They have to create moments to take pictures of. You're getting that moment on a constant basis because you're living in your family. You're living with the people that love you, and you don't want to take away from that moment. Stay in the moment. Don't stay on the camera. Stay in the moment.
Right. I was a story in the Bible about a man walking among. I got to remember the story in the Bible about a man walking. Jesus saw him and he was walking in the graveyard. And I got to go do my research on that.
People trying to stand out by being online. It's a false sense of narcissistic security. It's a false sense. It's a false sense of security to sit there and put your picture online and think that was important because your cousin that don't talk to you is your Facebook friend and now he saw the picture. That's a false sense of security. You owe more to the people you live your life with right now. You owe more to your real reality to go find somebody to be happy with and don't have to post and don't have to be a spectator on these YouTube streets.
Come on. I'm telling you. Some things, like you said, some things never ever make it to Facebook or Instagram. You will never know, but I've been there.
Exactly. It's because it's none of their business. It's my life. It's how I complete my life. I complete my life with my experiences. I do not complete my life by showing you my experiences. If I want to show you a little tidbit, it's probably a lesson in it. That's about it.
Yeah. Just be teaching you how to stand amongst the crowd. But we got to have a funeral service, Jono. I think we might have to have a funeral service today. Yeah. Let me know in the chat room. You guys ready for this funeral service to let go all the dead things that you've been holding on to? dead relationships, money situations, things like that. If you're ready, let me know. Put a number 5 in the chat room. We need to have a funeral service right quick. Put a number 5 in the chat room. Put a 5 in the chat room if you're ready to have this funeral service, so you don't walk amongst the dead things anymore. There we go. Whoa, there we go. There we go. There we go. Let's go. 5. I can't at 10. 5, 5. Okay, good. There we go. Go, John. There we go. Whoop, there we go. There we go. Put the 5 in the chat room. You ready to have a funeral? We about to have this funeral, sir. Jesus Christ. We're talking about that. This dog right here looked just like my mother's dog that just passed away. Jesus Christ. Look just like Sasha. Anyway, so you ready? So 5. Y'all got the 5s in there? Okay, okay. We about to have this funeral service. I got my bow tie on. We got John on here. We about to do this funeral, sir. I'll steal the guys. Okay. So we got the people to put the 5s in there. If you have put 5 or you're in agreement with what we about to do, I want you to really pay attention to. You have anything you say, John? Since we come here on behalf of the thinking class for the eulogize the past of everyone who's listening. I have John on here. You have any closing words for people's past right now?
Well, I say, the dead is a symbology of things you don't have to address ever again. And some of these thoughts that's been going around is just a dead thought. And we need to move out of the dead and move and breathe new life into your situation. So if we could bury it now, let's take an opportunity to get it out of our situation so we can make room. You're literally making room for a new day.
So we just had our eulogist give his closing remarks. And as it would say at a funeral, it will say that, today, ashes to ashes and dust to dust. We thus now bury everything from the past that was holding us. Let us now move forward into our greatness and where we need to be. This funeral ends today as we begin our new design as we begin where we need to be from this moment forward.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Amen. If you believe that, if you got what we're saying today, stand up amongst men and amongst everyone else, amongst the crowd, you have to do the funeral. In order for Jesus, he had to go to the cross. What? For there to be a what? Resurrection.
It's true.
You cannot have a resurrection unless some things go to the cross. Something has to die.
Yeah.
So if it's dead, now it's time for your resurrection.
Put your old thought to the grave. Put your old situation to the grave. Put your old thinking and mindset into the grave so that you can make space. Because once something's out of your life, there's a weight is lifted off, and you can now make space for that new reality.
Whew. Gee, I feel this one. Wow. Woo.
Your mind
Man,
will
John.
not let you get anything else in it if you are holding on to something, taking up that space.
There it is. I knew it was. I remember Jesus when he was casting out the evil spirit of a man that was stuck in a graveyard. He was bound to this tombstone because he had a legions in him. What about the legions in you? Bury the dead, family. Bury those dead
That
thoughts.
sums it all up right there. That's just amazing right there. That's amazing.
Yeah. What we are buried your past. And so that means that story is no longer your story. Your story should be now I'm above the crowd. I'm now living in my resurrection life. This is when spirituality and the game come together, baby. You're not going to get this anywhere else. Man, this man, Jono, man, you said the Spirit led you today, man. This is crazy. Mm-mm-mm. So when this streams ends, I want you everyone to put "I buried the dead." Let me put this practice in the chat room right now. I buried the dead things. I buried the dead things. I buried the dead things. Put that in the chat room, and after the stream ends, put that in the comments. I buried the dead things.
I'm gonna head out, LD. I got a call coming in. All right.
All right, peace. Good
Peace,
to see
brother.
you, Jono.
Peace.
I buried the dead things. After the stream ends, put it in the chat room now for practice. And then when we get to when the stream ends, put that in the chat. I put that in the thing. I buried the dead things. I buried the past. I buried the dead things. What's going to happen is it is your signature signing on a death certificate of your past. I will rise like the phoenix and bury the dead things. Oh, y'all getting, I love it. I love it. This is your signature signing the death certificate of your past. I buried the dead things. I have buried the dead things. I'm telling you, it's going to make a difference in your life. Y'all been holding on to things that happened, people that did you wrong, people that took place. You have to bury the dead things, and now you can walk in the resurrection life that's inside of you. This was a powerful, 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 powerful stream. We went longer than I normally would, and my phone was like, please, please, charge me, please, 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 please charge me. But I want to make sure you get this. After the stream ends, put I buried myself. I buried not myself. I buried my past, or I buried the past, or the dead things. Put that in the comments. People are gonna try to figure out what we're talking about. Only the people who listen will know what we're talking about. If you enjoyed this, thank you for everyone, the guys who gave today. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you, brothers. Thank you for showing today. I appreciate it. Salute to the thinking class. Thank you for always giving and participating and investing. It does not go without being seen. I appreciate you, Expo Chill. Thank you, Joe Blast. Thank you, John the W. Thank you for giving today. Thank you for participating and investing in yourself and going to the next level. I hope you guys like my bow tie. Thank you so much. I appreciate. Please catch the playback today. Very powerful today. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. This is the thinking class. When spirituality and the game combines, you have the thinking class. Thank you so much. I appreciate everyone. Good to see everyone, like almost like a class reunion. Everybody came together. Good to see Joe Blast. Good to see Fierce Soul. Good to see John the W. Good to see these are legends in the thinking class. Good to see you guys today. Thank you for sewing. Thank you for participating. I will not be here without you guys. I appreciate everyone's comment. I appreciate everyone. Ross Boss, good to see you. Wheezy for CZ, good to see you. True Challenge Proof, good to see you. Shaw, the philosopher, good to see you. Shaw Russ, good to see you. Kenosha, Red, good to see you. Good to see you. Fierce Soul, good to see everyone that's in the chat room. Good to see everyone. I appreciate everyone. Appreciate you. The American the Great. Good to see you. Good to see everyone in the chat room today. You guys are the best. I wouldn't be able to do it without you guys. You are the reason I come on here and give from the bottom of my heart authentically. Don't try to sugarcoat it. I'm not trying to pretend to be something that I'm not. I came here to give only what I have. I appreciate you, Ari. I appreciate you. Much respect to you guys. Please live the best version of who you are and never settle for anything less. If I had my music, I would drop my music down, but I don't because I'm in my car. Peace. I buried dead things. Good to see you. Thank you. Make sure you put that in the comments after the show ends. Go on there and put I buried the dead things. Shout out to you. Peace. Let me end it. I'm out of here.